Run this computer. Okay. All right. Welcome to Marketing Hour. Today is January 22nd, 2019, and we are going to talk about the very exciting, try not overwhelming paid advertising on Facebook and Instagram. We're just going to focus on Facebook and Instagram today. I'll kind of go into details why, but we're just going to start with kind of the basics and what you need to know to get started, because I can even admit that it can be very overwhelming. So we're going to start with those two today. So we're going to talk about benefits and strategy. We're going to talk about boosting a post versus creating a campaign in Ads Manager, which is an app of Facebook. We're going to talk about how to create your campaign, objective and goal, how to set up your booster ad, and then how to define your target audience, and then how to track your success and make sure you're getting a return on the investment that you made. So just going over a couple benefits of investing in social media advertising, since I know I've been over this before, but I'll just kind of quickly explain it again, that Facebook and Instagram are becoming harder and harder for businesses to stand out on. They've changed their algorithm up where they basically want more human interactions. They want pictures of cats and pictures of people's babies and community feel-good posts versus advertising and promoting for businesses and all that kind of stuff. So basically they're wanting businesses to either pay to play, or what you're doing is paying for placement in someone's newsfeed. So a couple benefits of investing a little bit of money into Facebook and Instagram is that you can amplify your reach. You can get your posts and content out to more people. It's very budget friendly. You can spend $1, you can spend $500. You don't have to sign any contracts. You can trial and error things. So it's really nice to be able to test that out. You can really enhance your audience targeting and retargeting. You can really zone in on the people you want to get in front of. So you're not just making a post and it's just floating out in Facebook land. You can also boost brand awareness and social proof. I'll get into social proof a little bit later. But basically it's very similar to an Amazon review. So you get on Amazon and you see that someone is talking really awesome about a product, and you see others' opinions on it, then you're probably going to be more likely to buy that product versus another. So you can maximize your gorgeous content that you have. You can gain access to mobile users. Instagram and Facebook make it super mobile friendly, so you're not having to run two different ads. They adapt them to mobile and desktop. And then you can gather market insights and kind of adjust your marketing plans, or just kind of see what your target audience is doing and how they're behaving, or how they, if they like some ads other than others. Okay, so a quick little Facebook and Instagram background. I've been doing a lot of research on this stuff, and it's almost scary how much Facebook and Instagram knows about you. Not to freak anyone out, but a little background. Facebook owns Instagram. They bought them, I think, 2012, several years ago. And the reason that Facebook and Instagram are good for our industry and our product is they're highly visual platforms. So unlike Twitter or LinkedIn, which are a little bit better for maybe quotes or sentences or information, these are really good for high quality media, engaging media, and just really gorgeous pictures. So since they do own each other, you can easily connect your Instagram and your Facebook accounts. You can save time and post to both of them at the same time. They can interact with each other, and then you can gather insights from each kind of simultaneously. So going back to Facebook being super creepy, Facebook is very, very smart, and they're also very creepy, and they track your every move. So this is really good for people who want to do advertising on Facebook, but just understanding that when you sign up for Facebook, that email that you sign up with, they're kind of tracking you from the get-go, and they're kind of seeing what kind of post you gravitate towards, what kind of engagement do you do? Are you a commenter? Are you a liker? Do you buy a lot from ads on Facebook? So they are tracking you, your likes, your interests, your behavior, everything. It's really kind of creepy. And then Instagram and Facebook are also some of the highest daily users. They have some of the highest rates on there. And then according to a study from NAR, 91% of realtors use social media to some extent. And then a study from Business to Community, it has one of the highest return on investment. So 95.8% of people said that Facebook offered the best return on investment for social media spending. And then Instagram was named at 40.1%. So that's encouraging to give it a try. And a lot of this stuff that we're about to talk about is going to be kind of trial and error. So there's not necessarily a correct science to it. Just being open to give things a try, maybe spend $2 to $5 here and there. And then once you see what's really working, you can really amp up your advertising a little bit more. So touching on content, I know I talked about this in my presentation at conference, but sometimes it's intimidating on deciding on content. What should I post? For creating the content yourself, but just pointing out once again that we have our industry and our businesses have a constant flow of gorgeous, captivating, I have free in quotations content, because it's technically not free, somebody's got to get paid. But a lot of other industries and a lot of other brands like retail stores and restaurants, they have to hire a photographer to create this content for them, which costs them anywhere from $200 to $500. And then they've got to do that like every single month, trying to get some really gorgeous content on their page. So I'm not saying we have it easy, but we have it a little easier than some other brands that may have to go hire out content creators like photographers. There's also a couple resources in the Collabora Marketing Center if you're kind of stuck for content ideas. There's a list of content ideas, there's content calendars, and then we have our private social media groups for content inspiration that I try to post at least once or twice a week on. That kind of just gives you a model if you want to just copy and paste and customize for your own. And then following each other in your competition is super helpful as well, because you can kind of see what everyone else is doing. They might have an idea that you never thought of, or if you're seeing one of their posts getting high engagement and a lot of likes and stuff, that might be good for you to try as well. Okay, so we are going to get into creating your boost or ad campaign. So the boost or the ad campaign, they are two separate things. We're going to go into that next. But for each of these, if you're ready to start investing in social media, you need to have these 4 things kind of ready to go before you even sign into Facebook and get started on it. So you want an objective or a goal. So what's the whole reason you're running the ad or the boost? Do you want people to go to your website? Do you want them to place an order? Do you want them to just like it and comment it and share? Why are you even doing this? Or what's the call to action or the end result that you're hoping to get from it? You also need an understanding of exactly who you want to reach. So this is your target audience. So it's most likely real estate agents, brokers, builders, that kind of idea. And then you also need a budget. And this can be daily or lifetime. So this is basically however much you're willing to spend on this specific ad or boost. And then, of course, you need the content. So the photos, videos, links, whatever you're trying to feature in your ad or boost. Oops. Okay, here we go.
Sorry.
Oh, I thought that was me. Okay. Okay, so first we're going to get into boosting a post. So this is the simplest, quickest way to advertise on Facebook. I'm sure a lot of you have done this. This little blue button down here, we'll go into it on Facebook, but this little blue button allows you to boost it. I'll just kind of go over what it is. So this is this is Roxanne's page. This is just a normal post that she made on her page. And if she wanted to take this single regular post from her page and blast it out to just get to as many people as possible, then that's what boosting a post is good for. There's a lot of research out there that says if you are going to take the time and money to really go into creating an ad where you can get a lot more specific on who is seeing your ad versus if you're just taking a normal post that you made and just kind of pretty much just shouting it out to more people in your area. So a couple reasons that this could be good. If you do want to get started with this, I would suggest if you haven't done boosting a post before that you just kind of start here and get an idea of how it kind of works and kind of just seeing from there and seeing if you're getting exposure and stuff. So boosting a post, a couple things that could be good for us is show your single post to more people, just kind of extend your reach of who sees it. It is quicker. There is a lower minimum spend amount. So you only have to spend $1 when you want to do this versus if you create an ad, the minimum is $5. I'm almost positive. So this would be good for engagement. So if you want reactions, comments, and shares like, ooh, Oz, we love you, you're the best, this is beautiful. If you want people to message you, so you're encouraging them to send you a Facebook message. Now, if you make this the call to action, you've got to be good about checking your Facebook messages and getting back to them. If you want them to click on a website or a link, this could also be good for that. So a couple content ideas this could be used for is maybe like a local property of the week. So say you wanted to target a neighborhood and get that property out there for agents to see, maybe even homeowners will see it, maybe even sellers, and then that just kind of looks good for you and the agent. Maybe some big announcements or new launches. If you want engagement, likes, or shares, if you're promoting a local event you might be having. And then it's really good for social proof. I'll explain why in the example I'm going to show. So say it's a property of the week or a testimonial, you're going to want people to comment on it and love it and talk great about you and ooh and ah. And then for video views, if you want more people to see your video, just like a general exposure, a general extra exposure, it could be good for that. So like I said, this is the simplest and quickest way to advertise. You could just spend anywhere from $1 to $50 and just kind of see if you're getting conversions. Who gets the post? We will go into that shortly. Okay, so now we're going to talk about creating and running an ad. So this is different from boosting a post. So to create and run an ad, you have to go into Facebook Ads Manager, which is an app, which is like a sister app to Facebook. You can get there from right there on your page. It's very easy to get to. So if you have a business page, then you have access to Ads Manager. So basically think of Facebook as Ads Manager as like a miniature advertising agency where you can organize all of your ads, you can create them in there, you can track their success. So it's kind of almost nice that it is separate. So you're able to kind of keep your ads separate from your Facebook timeline posts. So some ideas to create an ad for, if you want to create a very, very specific objective or goal, which we'll go over there soon. If you want to customize your audience to get in front of very certain people that are going to pull out their credit cards and buy your product and convert into sales. If you want to customize the placement of your ad, the Ads Manager also lets you do that. whereas these aren't very specific with boosting your post. So you can't really get this specific, these three ideas right here. Boosting your post is just more general. So creating an ad could be really good for a very specific promotion to real estate agents or builders. If you want them to visit your website, you want them to order a product, place an order with media, technology, iGuide. If you want to use it for lead generation, this is very, very good to get into. It's just way more targeted on who you're trying to get in front of. And then this is advanced, and I'm not really even going to touch on this today, but I do want to touch on the difference between ads managers, that you can even hook up your Emma email list. You could hook up your Facebook traffic email addresses, and then you can plug them into Facebook, and Facebook will target those specific email addresses, which is really, really cool. That's like what the big pros are doing. So that it should make sense when you go to a website and then all of a sudden you see an ad for that website pop up every 5 minutes all over your Facebook page. So that's what they're doing, is that they're using Ad Manager and specifically targeting you. So if everyone's not too confused yet, I do know this is overwhelming, trust me. So I kind of found this graphic on Google that helps explain it a little bit better. So boosting a post is kind of this whole entire audience. So say this is you, and say this is maybe, it depends who you target, but boosting a post is more general. Say this is your cousin from out of town. This might be a real estate agent. This might be your dog walker. This might be just a person that happens to know your cousin from out of town. So it's just way more general, but you're just extending your reach. Whereas creating a very, very specific ad campaign, this is going to be a real estate agent. This is going to be a broker. This is going to be a builder. This is exactly who you choose to target. So does that help a little bit? Yes, maybe? Okay. Alrighty, so we will quickly go over how to boost your posts and then kind of check the results. So I will go into Facebook. So this is boosting a post, not the ads manager. So we're gonna go on for Roxanne, we're gonna go on Roxanne's Facebook page today real quick, and we're gonna boost a post that was already put on there. Okay, so we're on Roxanne's Facebook page. We're going to go down a little bit to her most recent post. All right, so her most recent post was a testimonial Tuesday. I put this in the media group, and then I put it in here actually too, so we could use this as an example. So this would be really good to boost. So I decided I want to boost this to, say I'm Roxanne, I want to boost this to people who like my page and their friends, because everyone who likes my page is pretty targeted, as they already like me, so they would love to see something nice written about me. So that's my goal. We're going to go into this blue button right here, boost posts. Click it, and then you'll have a little box pop up that will really walk you through all the steps. So this might look really overwhelming at first. I'm aware it looks overwhelming, but Facebook is really good about walking you through the steps and explaining everything as far as what this means. Like there's a little I for information by a lot of things. So if you're having trouble or you're confused, you can hover over that. But a lot of this is just going to be going in there and just playing around. And you're not going to mess anything up until you click confirm. So you're just going to have to get in there and get used to it. So our objective for boosting this post, that's what we want. We want engagements. We want reactions and comments and shares. We want people saying, oh, Roxanne, I love you. You're the best. And just feel good comments on here. So if you do want to change this, you can click change. So you can, if you want people to message you, if you're maybe posting something that says contact us for a quote, and then you can have a button that says message us. If there was a link attached to this, there would be a website one. That's the third option you have when boosting a post. So if you want people to click on a website or a tour, then you'd click that option right there. And like I said, please don't be overwhelmed because it really explains exactly what you're doing. So on this little text right here. So we're going to click save. We can put a button on here if we wanted. So if you click the down arrow, you could have a shop now button, book now, learn more, sign up, get directions, send a message, or send a WhatsApp message, which you probably won't use that one. I personally don't think that I'm going to put a button on this one because I don't want it to look like an ad. I want it to look like a feel-good testimonial post, and that I'm not really trying to sell anyone on anything. So I'm just not going to put a button on there for this one. Now, if you were promoting a property of the week, you would 100% want to put a learn more or see more, and a button would pop up here and take you to the tour. So now we're going to move on down to audience. So you have a couple different choices here. Once you start creating these audiences, so once you get used to this and maybe you do like 3 or 4, your audiences will start saving. So you'll be able to tell, oh, I want to target my property of the week audience. This audience did really well. So you'll be able to click on them and you won't have to do this setup from the beginning. So you can choose people through targeting. I'm not going to get into, I'll show you what it looks like. The reason I'm not going to get into it right now is because this is basically a very, very basic version of the ad set that we're about to get into after this. But know that you can take boosted posts and you can target, we can target Dallas, Texas. We could target Fort Worth. We could target people who like real estate. But for some reason, the boosted posts just are not as sharp with their targeting as the ad sets. So I personally, in my experience, have realized that if I am going to post, if I'm going to boost a post, I usually like to pick either people who like my page or people who like my page and their friends. Because these people are already familiar with you. They already like you, hopefully, if they liked your page. Maybe not. But maybe people in your local area, that's still pretty broad. So I would suggest, if you're going to try it out, to do either people who like your page or people who like your page and their friends. Especially for something like this, because if this were to pop up in someone random's just in the Dallas area, they'd be like, who the heck is Roxanne? Who's the Crony team? We don't know them. Whereas people that like her page probably already know who she is. So we're going to come on down here and we're going to leave on automatic placements. The recommended Facebook, like I said, is extremely smart, and they're going to put this in people's news feeds that are the most likely to comment and love on Roxanne in this post, because they've already done their research on people. Now we're going to do budget and duration. So like I said, the minimum is $1. So you could change this to $1 if you wanted to. I wouldn't suggest that. I would at least do 3 to 5 to 7 or something, because you've taken the time to set this up and you want it to get out there. So this gives your estimated reach. It's very estimated, so can't call Facebook and hold them to it. But you can either run it for 1 day, 7 days, 14 days, or you can pick a start and end date here. This really easily walks you through it here. So you're planning on spending $50 a day if you want to, 50 cents a day if you want to run it through February 1st. And then you'll have to put a credit card on file for them to charge you, of course. So you can kind of edit that information there. And then once you get this all figured out, this will become blue. You can click boost, and then most likely it will say we need to make sure your content is compliant with our Facebook rules. So we'll let you know when it publishes. And then I'm just going to cancel this right now because it'll charge my credit card because that's what's on there. I will quickly show you where what kind of a boosted post will look like once you're done with it. Just so you can kind of see. I boosted one on Friday so I could be able to show you the results. I think I spent $3 on this. And so you can either go back to the post itself, or you can come up here and click on, it's not loading right now, I don't know why, but you can click on Insights, which is kind of like the analytics part of your Facebook page. And then you can come down. So this is your general Facebook page. So page views, post likes, post engagements, how your page followers are doing. Not too good there. Now here you go is recent promotions. So I can go in here and see how many people it reached. This is how many people it showed up in front of their eyeballs in their newsfeed. This is how many people clicked on it, post engagement. And then this is how much was spent on it. You can go here and click into deeper results, but I don't have time at the moment. And then here is your 5 most recent posts. So this one was obviously boosted. So you can see that it reached 24 people organically and 268 people paid. And then you can also come here. You can see that the blue is post links and the red is reactions, comments, and shares. Now, the reason you can't boost these posts, you can't boost a post that you've shared from someone else. So it's really good to be able, if you are going to boost a post, it actually has to be original content that you've posted yourself. And then a quick little side note here. I just think this is really interesting why we're in this Insights section. Remember, it's Insights up here on your tab, is that you can come in here and you can kind of watch your competition's pages and see how they're performing. If that's something that you're interested in doing, you can add pages. This is a local real estate office. I guess Facebook thought that they were maybe a local real estate photography company, but you can add your competition. You can kind of see like how their pages are performing and what kind of engagement they're getting versus your own. So that's kind of neat to see. And then maybe you can go to their Facebook and see what they're doing and what's getting them those extra engagements and posts and that kind of stuff. Okay, so that was boosting a post and checking out how it performed. So now we are going to move on to the little bit more technical side, which is the ads manager. Okay, so we need like a windshield wiper. So now we're into ads manager. This is different than boosting posts. So think about the ads manager, like I said, as your own little mini ad agency where you can create and manage the Facebook ads that you post. So you can create and run ads, you can target your ads to certain people, your budget, see how they're performing, and then manage your billing, payment history, and whatnot. So I'm going to quickly show you how to get there. And then I'm going to come back to the PowerPoint because it's a lot. It gets really overwhelming to understand it in the ads manager. It's a lot easier to kind of talk about it in a bulleted PowerPoint process, and then we can go back in there. So go back to Facebook. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my home feed. So we go up here and click on home. And then everyone who has a business page, you should be able to come over here. It's going to be under, oh, happy birthday, Gail. I don't know if you're on here. Happy birthday. It's Gail's birthday. So it's going to be under Explore right here, and it's called Ads Manager. So you don't need a new login. You don't need to sign out of Facebook. You just come down here and you click on Ads Manager. And I'll just quickly show you what it looks like. for now, and then we'll hop back to kind of the process. So you also have to have a personal page. You have to have a personal and a business page, because what it's going to do, it's going to go under your personal, because they need to know that you're a real person running these ads and you're not a robot. But if you have to have a business page, you have to hook it up to your personal one anyway. But don't think that it's going to post as, if your profile picture on your personal page is up here, don't think that it's going to post as your personal page, because it's not. So most likely this is going to be blank. This is the boost that I just posted last Friday. So this one's in here as a promotion. And you can also see the results in here as well. So you just have your general account overview. You have your campaigns folder, ad sets, and ads. I'll explain this. It will be easier to understand in a little bit when we come back in here, but basically know that your campaigns is like the big umbrella of what you're trying to accomplish. The ad sets, think about it as who you're setting it to target. And then the ads itself is your content. So this looks confusing, but it will make way more sense when we get back in here. But think about, like I said, this is the objective, what you want to accomplish. This is your target audience, and then this is your ad itself. That's the best way I can try to explain it. But it took me a long time to understand that. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay. So we're going to kind of go a little bit through the process. So the number one thing that we talked about when you get ready to invest in an ad is that you need to have your objective or your goal. So why the heck are you even running this ad in the first place? So this will make sense. This is really important to kind of understand this box right here. This is going to be the very first step when you go to click create. So you're going to need to know if you want your ad to result in awareness of your brand, consideration of your product or service, or this conversion area right here. This is really advanced. So we're definitely not going to get into it today, but I'll explain to you that this is what you can install onto a landing page or a website, or if you had a catalog or an online store. This is where Facebook will take your audience's information, gather the information, and then retarget them on Facebook. But this, like I said, this is very advanced. I just wanted to mention it. We won't get into this today, or maybe really even soon, because you really need to get in there and start playing with some of these and these. And then you can kind of start seeing what a good audience, a good engaged audience looks like in your area. Because, so in Kathleen's area, people might love to see iGuide, but they may not love to see Property of the Week, or they might love to see Kathleen's testimonials, but they might not like to see that in someone else's area. So, like I said, a lot of this is trial and error. So, okay, I'll go over what all these kind of stand for. So brand awareness, if you want to introduce your brand to a new audience. Reach, if you want to expose your ad to as many people in your audience as possible. Under the consideration, so this is kind of like pinpointing people to do certain things. So if you want to traffic, this is like driving traffic to your website, maybe a property, a tour link. Engagement here is if you're wanting to reach a wide audience. So you're wanting them to ooh and ah about you and like your page and comment and share, which we were talking about earlier. That's engagement right here. And then app installs, you probably won't use that. That's if you specifically want people to install your app. Video views, maybe you post a video and all you want is just as many video views as possible. Facebook is going to target your video to people who sit on Facebook all day and love watching videos. But you can make sure there are real estate agents that like doing that too. That's how specific you can get with this ad goal and setting up a campaign this way. So we have lead generation. Say you want new prospects to say, I want a quote, or say sign up, give us your email address to sign up for amazing real estate newsletters. That would be using a lead generation ad there. And then messages. This is becoming more popular, is where people will just message you on Facebook because they're on there anyway, and they just want a quick answer, or they just feel comfortable doing that. You can set up your ad to the call to action to say, send me a message or have a conversation with me through Messenger. And then these last three right here, like I said, it's very advanced, that where you have to install a certain app through Facebook to your website or landing page, or you upload a certain email address to where you can really specifically target very specific people. I mean, you're basically like pointing at them and saying, hey, you, because that's how detailed that these can get. So we're not going to get into these today, but we're going to talk about these, which are a good place to start. So we are going to quickly touch on the different types of ads. I'm just going to run through these. It's important to know what you want to do, but don't get caught up on don't get caught up on all the different types just yet, because if you have a video, obviously you're going to choose video. If you have a photo you want to share, you're going to choose photos. But I'm just going to quickly run through these. So we've got photo ads. This is where you upload one photo. There's usually a link attached. Or you could upload multiple. It's really good for showcasing a new product or service. Video ads obviously are very good for video, and you want to remember to try to use those native videos versus links if possible. So your video will start playing in the news feed, and it will count as an extra view. And the more views you have, the higher you'll get up on the news feed. A quick little tip, it said somewhere, let's see, Hootsuite, I read to stick to 15 seconds or less if you're placing videos in the mobile feed, because I also read somewhere people scroll like 300 feet a day or something. Like the average person scrolls through their phone 300 feet a day. So if you're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, the shorter and more captivating the video, the better. But you can put up to anywhere from 240 minutes for promoted videos. So you also have carousel ads. These might be kind of hard to see this right here, but these you can have different pictures, and all the different pictures can have different links. So this could be really good for showcasing like iGuide, aerial photography, interior photography, property websites. Like you can sit here and hook them up to everyone, and people can just kind of scroll through them and check out different pictures that are hooked up to different links. Slideshow ads. This is basically like flashcards. So this would be great for flashcards, although you would upload those as a video, not to confuse anyone. But you actually can take some photos in Facebook. Maybe you want to highlight some of our technology products. So you just upload the images, and then Facebook will give you a option to make it into a slideshow. So it's the same idea as flashcards as it moves in the news feed. So that's kind of neat. Collection ads, these are really good for retail and travel brands. You could put like your main feature product here, and then you could put other ones that you want to display down here. But this is good if people are just on Facebook all the time. So you can kind of get direct links to the sunglasses or to the shirt or to there without going to your website first and searching from there, if that makes sense. All right, last few, we have messenger ads. Like I said, you can create an ad on Facebook that the call to action says, message me for more information, or learn more, which brings you to usually to a website, or it could bring you to opening up a message, a personal message with someone. And then lead ads is what I was talking about. So you could say, this one says, you could say, get a free photo shoot checklist for your next listing. And then you click sign up, and then you have their email address, and you can get them that checklist. And there's definitely ways to incorporate Emma as well, but that's more advanced that we'll have to get into a little bit later. So this is kind of nice if you want them to sign up for your newsletter, or you want to provide them with a something valuable. Okay, next step in the process is defining your target audience. So you've got a couple different ways to do this. You've got the bucket of demographics, and this is location, where you can include or you can exclude certain cities, towns, zip codes. I mean, you can get really specific. You can pick an age range you want to market to, a gender, and which language you want to market in, or which to people who speak certain languages. So then after you pick your demographics, we'll go through this too, but like I said, it's just easier to kind of understand this because it gets overwhelming when you're going to set it up. So you're going to want, then you'll get the choice of doing detailed targeting. One of your choices will be interests or behavior. So this is where you're going to type in real estate agent, real estate broker, maybe builders, maybe people who go to realtor.com or Zillow a lot. So these are, you can get very specific with these interests or behaviors. And then you have the option of connections. And basically these are people who have connections to a certain page or an event. So this is where you could go and you could, so maybe someone who likes your competitions page, you can click that in and you can target someone who likes your competitions page. That's kind of genius. Or maybe if there was a local real estate event around there recently, you can also target that as well. So you can get really specific. And then I do kind of want to point out that the real estate industry and real estate posts can be a little tricky. If you haven't boosted or created an ad just yet, you're probably going to have to sign a terms of agreement because Facebook's currently in some kind of lawsuit because it doesn't comply with the Housing Act. And you could almost get too specific with your targeting that it was considered discrimination. So some of your ads, until you really get the hang of it, they might come back to you and Facebook might say, like, you need to reword it because this is implying a discrimination or something like that. So, okay. All still with me? Yes, kind of. Okay. All right, so we're going to jump back into Facebook and I will quickly go over just the basics of creating an ad. You're not going to be able to understand. This is being recorded, so you can go back and look. And I'm definitely going to have another session or two on this, on exactly what I'm talking about right now. And then even if y'all are interested in a more advanced version, but definitely don't try to understand all of it right now. Just keep in mind just kind of the flow of it and what ideas that you need to bring to the table when you are ready to create the campaign, because I do know it's overwhelming and you're not going to learn it the first probably 3 or 4 times, but Facebook is really helpful in, all right, I'll go back there. Facebook's really helpful in just walking you through the process. So we got back into Ads Manager. We want to click, if you want to take an old post that you boosted, you can click this and then you can create an ad from there. We're going to create it from scratch. So we're going to click create. We're going to start over. This is something I was working on earlier. Okay, so hopefully this looks familiar to some people. Choosing our objective here. So for today, for the example that I'm going to do, we're going to pick traffic. So we want to drive people to our website or to Tour Factory for today. So we're going to click traffic. We're going to come down here and we're going to choose our campaign name. We're going to call it, see, so if you click here, it really explains exactly. You can do split testing in that advanced version. There's lots of stuff you can do. So we're going to call it Tour Factory Features just for right now. And then we're going to click continue. And then for some reason, oh, okay, I know why. What I explained earlier, those 3 different folders, campaign, ad set, and ad, you can see it makes way more sense right here. So campaign, we just picked our objective. There's a check mark by it. So now we're moving on to the ad set, which is more of who we're going to target. So we've got to rename it again. So we're going to target. And this is just for you to see. Traffic here, we want to send people to our website. We're not asking them to send us messages. We want to send them to our website. So we're going to come, after this, we're going to leave these off. These are more advanced. Like I said, we're just going to go with the recommended Facebook recommendations because, like I said, Facebook is extremely smart. So when you're just getting started, it's definitely the way to go. So now we're going to make it down here to audience, and you can kind of see this will like keep you on track of what else you need to do. So we're going to go here to audience. Now you can either use a saved audience, you can create a custom audience. This is the more advanced where you can go in and download an email address. You could hook it up to your website or a landing page. And then they also offer what's called a lookalike audience, which means that they will take that list that you uploaded and they will find people on Facebook that are extremely similar to them. So like I said, this is very advanced, but it's kind of neat to know and just understand like how detailed you can really get. And it might start making sense a little bit more too, some of those ads that show up on your feed as well. So we're gonna do create new. We're starting from scratch. We're going to go down to locations. We want to click include. We're going to do Seattle. And we're going to set up an ad for Tour Factory, Western Washington. So we're going to click Seattle. You see it says, okay, Seattle, Washington. The potential reach is almost 3 million people. So we need to get that way lower because that's kind of silly. So maybe we want to, I just found out that you could do this, which is really nice. You can come here to drop pin, and then you can get really detailed. So I know, Kathleen, you do Bellevue. You can drop another pin, maybe Snoqualmie. You can zoom in super. So if you're wanting to target like a certain area, like say you have an office in Preston that you've been trying to get into for a while and you can't seem to get in front of these certain agents, you can drop a pin right there in Preston and you can just send an advertisement to just some of those people, which is really neat. So we'll tone down Seattle a little bit. Like I said, this is things you're going to have to play with, but now it's down to 2 million instead of almost 3 million. So we like the areas. This is just for pretend for right now. For the example, not Kathleen, I'm not exactly sure if these are your areas, but we're going to go to age. So we're going to click on, let's say you would know your most loyal audience better than me, but let's say we're going to click on 25-year-olds to maybe 55-year-olds or just somewhere in that range. And then we're going to do, I would say, play with gender, and you keep it to all. Languages, you're going to type in English. And then this is where that detailed targeting comes in that I was talking about, and the connections. So this is where detailed targeting, demographics, interests, or behavior. So this is where you can type in real estate. And so you have real estate, and then Facebook is really good. I would suggest coming here so you can see our audience is now down to almost 450,000 people. So Facebook's pretty good about suggesting similar ideas. So I would come here. we want to make it a little smaller. So let's click on suggestions. You could do house hunting, new house, Zillow, first time buyer, real estate investing, maybe luxury real estate. This is something you're really going to have to just play with because it's going to be different in everyone's area and everyone's local searches. So you can also come here and either exclude people. So, say I was a real estate agent and I wanted to exclude other realtors because I didn't want them, I don't know, maybe seeing something that I was posting. Then you could come in here and exclude people. But this is when you run into that discrimination type stuff. So I would stay away with that, stay away from that until you're ready to get really specific. You can also add a connection type. So you could include people who like your page, exclude your page, exclude people who like your page if you don't want them to see it. And then you can save your audience. So I know this seems really time consuming and kind of overwhelming to set up, but once you really start setting these up, you can save your audiences and just retarget your ads or the same ad to the same amount of people or to the same group of people. So next we're going to go down to placements. So this is where your ad is placed in either the news feed or Instagram, or if it's placed on the right side or in the feed. I would stick with automatic placements. The more advanced we want to look into it, you can pick exactly where you want them to be. So we're not going to get into that today, but I would just stick with the automatic because Facebook's going to show it to people who are most likely to find it in the areas they look most. And then last, this isn't last. So we have budget last on the ad set. We have budget and schedule. So say we want a daily budget of $20. If you want to either run your ad continuously or set a start and end date, it's very easy to come in here and say exactly when you want it to start and when you want it to end, and then how much money you want to invest in it. So even if you're just starting out, even if you wanted to do $5 a day for, let's say, a week, and let's just see how it does. So we start today and we end on the 29th. So you're spending $35 and just kind of seeing what happens. There are advanced options. We're not going to get into those today. We're going to click continue. And then this is where you actually set up the ad itself. So we want to do, now if you have multiple pages, that will show up, but most likely it'll just be your page right here. So we're going to, we've got our business page here. You want to hook up your Instagram account. Now, if for some reason you don't have an Instagram account, Facebook will make you a fake Instagram account and your ad can run on Instagram as well. I would highly suggest getting an Instagram account, but if you currently don't have one, you can also run your Facebook ad on Instagram. Right now, it doesn't cost any extra, but I'm pretty sure that will change in the future, in the near future. So could maybe take advantage of it now. So now we're going to go down to format. We can either pick the carousel, which is those scrolling images, a single image or a video, and then, or a collection. So I'm going to click on single image or video just for right now. All right, we got that clicked. And then you can come down here. You can upload your images. We're not going to get into this, but you can turn your images into videos is what I was talking about. It's similar to flashcards. So you can take several images of maybe your work or technology, and Facebook will turn them into a moving slideshow for you. Today we are going to just upload a simple graphic. It's kind of just about Tour Factory's marketing suite. So we're going to upload that. And we're going to crop the image because this is a little rectangle, so you don't want it showing up like this. So this is always good to check. So we're going to click original and click confirm. And so we have our media here. So we're at this step right here. We got the media. Now, this is the very last step. Stick with me. We are going to do the call to action and the text that goes with it. And what's really, really neat is that you're able to see right here the whole time as you change your ad what it's going to look like in the different news feeds. So for today, I kind of already have something together. I'm going to copy it. So this is select a link type. So we want it to go to a website. We're going to click paste. This is just some copy. And then we are going to type in the website URL right now. We're just going to do tourfactory.com/features just for now to for this example. And then we can do the headline. Maybe we could do something like sold. You can watch it on the right hand side too. It's updating as we do it. Sold starts here. So that filled in right there. That's your headline. That's your URL. And then this button right here that says learn more. You can come down here. You can click. I've read several places that learn more is one of the most effective buttons to put on there because you're not really committing to anything. You're not signing up. You're not booking or applying. You're just simply learning more. So if you're going to start out, I would maybe suggest to do that one. And then your ad is ready to go, and you can come up here and you can see how it will look in different areas. So mobile newsfeed, desktop newsfeed. So this is what it will look on a desktop. This is what it'll look like on mobile. And then you can see what it will look like in the Instagram feed. That's what it'll look like on Instagram. And then when you are ready, it doesn't cost, like I said, it doesn't cost extra. If you click that I trust Facebook and where they recommend that my ads placed, it doesn't cost extra right now. So I would take advantage of that. And then when you are ready to go, big green button right here, you click, or you can click review to double check. I would definitely do that. And then click confirm, and your ad is going to go through someone actually met someone who actually sits there and confirms or denies Facebook ads all day long. So somebody has to manually check it, make sure it's compliant, and then you'll get a little notification on your Facebook that says your ad is out in Facebook land and it's rocking and rolling. So super quick. I'm not going to have time to get into too much of analytics, but once you do your once you do send it out, you do have, you can go into the analytics, very similar to the Boost, and you can look at results, which is the number of times that your objective was reached. So that's the amount of times someone clicked on that website link. Impressions, this is the number of times your ad was on screen to your target audience. Your reach is the number of people who saw your ad at least once. So impressions and reach are different when you're in there studying your analytics. And then cost per result is also helpful in realizing like what was your return on investment as far as how per click, or how much did it cost you to get people to click on your website. Each click, they kind of divide it up for you. But then I also think lastly to touch on that tracking success through analytics and numbers is very important. But since we do have products that you might get in front of your target audience, like in the beginning, like they might see your awesome photography and they're interested in placing an order, but they might not have a listing yet. So it's kind of hard definitely don't get discouraged if you don't get people to just sign up or buy right away or click right away. They just might not be, their buying behavior, they just might not be ready. But it's also important to just kind of track soft return on investment, which is starting conversations with either current customers or new customers, engagements, likes, shares, comments. Maybe you're getting a bunch of new followers, you're getting phone calls and texts. Maybe you're getting Facebook messages or emails, or even new orders and signups. It's really important to kind of ask where your leads are coming from and how they're hearing about you or finding out about you. So I will stop this. Let's see here.